it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for my coffee today. I have to do this early because I only get 1 cup of coffee. And I'm going to have my coffee with you guys. So I had a very abrupt start to my morning this morning. Got woken up. Maisie had to go out. And jumped up. Anyway. I guess I like a quieter start to my day because I'm feeling a little grumpy. So if I'm grumpy, I apologize ahead of time. Do you ever do that with your family? We do that. Dennis and I do that all the time. It's like, I'm feeling grumpy today. I'm sorry. Be careful. Fair warning, you know. So I'm giving you fair warning. I'm feeling grumpy. It'll wear off. The coffee will definitely help. I did my next row of my shawl, and I threw in 1 set of rows because you have to go back and forth really. I probably didn't have to, but I did go back and forth with the lighter pink. But it's actually not super obvious. I mean, you can see, when I tell you that, you can see that, but because of the way the yarn is, I mean, nobody's going to say, oh, they've got 1 stripe there. So, I think I screwed up the pattern. It's a, you know, I don't know what I did. I was working on the count, trying to make, it was a pattern that made it obvious when you didn't have enough yarn stitches. So it was, you know, it said like basically it had, the other thing I was forgetting in my counts and figuring out 3 equal sections, that there are 3 stitches on the ends, on the edges. So when you calculate how many stitches you have, you need to subtract 6 before you divide by 3, if you know what I mean, because those side sections are going to have 3 extra stitches. But anyway, the pattern was knit 5, purl 5, knit 5, purl 5. You know, knit 3, because it's always a knit 3. Then, you know, do purl 2 because you had a couple of odd stitches, and then knit 5, purl 5, knit 5, purl 5. For the pattern, you can see it's a little bit of a checkerboard kind of thing. And so I felt like it was easy to figure out, you know, if I was missing some stitches. And so I haven't counted it yet, but I think I'm kind of pretty much on track for my stitch count. But anyway, I think it looks great. I really love that color. I was annoyed while I was knitting it, which was too bad, because I think I didn't do it right. I missed it. I missed a row, or I did 1 row too many times. Anyway, it looks fine, and I'm not worrying about that, but it did make it a little bit annoying, which is too bad because I really, really love that color. So I'm not exactly sure where to go from there. I mean, I could go bubblegum. Benta did give me a bubblegum. And actually, I'm not hating that. I gotta be honest with you. So anyway, and then I have the red. But let's see what I have from Megan today. So according to my thing, it's the 18th, but I don't think it's the 18th. Is it? Maybe I'm missing one? Is it the 18th? Hold on, let me look. I knew that sounded wrong. Couldn't find, I thought the 18th was the lowest number I found. Oh, while I was up, I should have got the scissors. Because, like, I'll need the scissors for 17. 17, hold on. Maisie had to go outside. She had a very gurgly tummy. So my try it on cords. I gave her some of these too this year. She already opened hers, so I can say that. Thank you, my dear, because I only bought those for you, and then I thought, oh, I should have got some for myself. Thank you so much. Hers are prettier than mine. So these are like, you put this, these you get in the craft store. I think these are like the cords for like stringing pony beans or something like that. You find them in the little kids craft area. That's what I sent her. And you slip it over. See if I can do this. You slip it over the tip of your needle, and they're rubber and they expand. And then when you want to try on your sweater, you can just slide it, like if you're doing a sweater in the round and you want to know if it fits, but it's on a squished up cord, and then you can put it on this cord, and this cord will extend your needle. You don't even have to take it off the needle. You can still keep it on the needle, but it gives you more room to see your project stretched out. And well, I mean, given the purple and the black, I'm assuming that she works in a craft store, so I'm assuming it came from like the pony bead, and then you just pull it back onto your needle like this. You got to be careful it doesn't come off the tip. But there you go. Thank you, Megan. See if she knows how big I am. I'll have to leave it on the needle some. But it's so funny because I put it in her package, and then I saw it was one of the earlier days, because she's been posting on Instagram and on the Facebook page all the things that I gave her, and all her Advent days of the package that I sent her, and I noticed that it was there, and I'm like, oh, I should have kept some of those for myself. Ta-da! Obviously, she didn't need me to give them to her, though. Oh well, that's how it works. Thank you, my dear. And mine were not pink and black and clear, so I did need those, and I appreciate it. Tweed. Back to this gorgeous color. Yeah, it's looking a little brighter in the camera, but I really like that. Is that the same? Yeah, I think that's the same as this one, which I really love. Oh, but I have some of that left over. Unless I put it in the girls. I might have put it in the girls' hat because I really love it. But maybe I didn't. If I didn't, because this one is sparkle, then I could have another teal row. I don't think I need it. I don't know if I finished my thought. Thank you, my dear. This is beautiful. Really beautiful. I love that color. I don't know if I finished my thought on the stripe. But I put the stripe in before the end because I just wanted to kind of mix it in. And I had some of my main yarn left. I don't know if I had enough to do back and forth that extra set of rows, but I wish, I mean, I could have used it all up and maybe made the last row this light pink and nobody would notice it, but it's barely noticeable anyway. And I don't dislike the look of it at all. I didn't have the energy to just do a stripe, every other stripe. And I suppose if I Just went across once, changed our cross once, came back. I don't know. I wasn't doing that. My coffee's not quite hot enough. I'm gonna go zap. I want a hot coffee. I'm only having one. It's got to be right? So I did work a little bit on my hats, and then I stopped. I'm like, wait a minute, you have to stop. I think you're supposed to be doing decreases, so I have to find the pattern. I don't know where it is. But I did start that beautiful blue that Auntie Cindy dyed and Auntie Nana gave me for yesterday's gift on Isabel's, and then that pink, which is the same pink that I use for my stripe, is right there on Sammy's. So they're diverging. I wanted them to diverge, but we're at a, I'm pretty sure I need a decrease, so I have to stop knitting on those till I find out. So yesterday I did work in the dining room a little bit. It's feeling a little daunting, but Dennis and I are gonna work together today, and that will work much better. You know, the problem, as I said yesterday with the dining room, maybe I said this to Aura and Kim, because Kim came to visit yesterday. The problem with the dining room is the reason all that stuff is in there is because we didn't know where else to put it. So clearing out the dining room isn't just like putting stuff away where it belongs, you know. It's looking at this and saying, where can this belong? Do we really still want it? And, you know, I mean, that's the process we're going to be going through. So that's for today. But it's also where we, you know, put things that, I don't know. For instance, the dehydrator has been staying in the dining room. Now, I use the dehydrator every couple of weeks because I make biscotti. And in fact, I made biscotti last night. And dehydrated overnight. And it was unplugged when I came down today. I'm hoping that they're crispy enough for Dennis. They seem crispy to me, but I don't know when the plug came out. So that was weird. So if they're not crispy enough, I may have to just throw them back in the dehydrator. We'll have Dennis decide. He's the, you know, doyen of crispiness. But anyway, the dehydrator's been sitting in the dining room, you know, so when I want to do the things, I just go in there, grab it, and, you know, bring it out. Well, it doesn't belong in the dining room, certainly. There's no place for it in the dining room. It's in a big box. It's just sitting in the corner on top of other boxes that I have to process. So it's going to have to go in the basement, which is Dennis's job to figure out where in the basement it's going to go. But then I have to go down the basement every time I make, you know, and carry it up. Oh, see, that's the problem. I'm lazy. But that's what's, you know, so that's the kind of stuff. So Dennis will find a place for that in the basement. So at least we know where that's going to go. But the other stuff, it's like, you know, it'll be a group project for Dennis and me. So he and I are going to work on that together. Well, the sun just came out. Can you tell? It's kind of a beautiful day, but it's only 37 degrees. So what is that? Like 3 degrees Celsius? 2. And it's going to be chilly for a while, but I don't think it's going to rain. So we need to get the wood into the garage and order more wood. I told you that yesterday, so we haven't done that. But I did have to go out and about yesterday after dark, and so I did get a quick drive-by of our Christmas house, so I'll put that at the end. And I can't remember. I feel like I took some picture of something, and I can't remember what it is, but I'll remember it when I'm editing, and then it won't make any sense. Because I won't have talked about it. So I'll save that for another day, I guess. So anyway, Kim came to visit yesterday, and that was nice. And all the Christmas boxes made it to the basement, so it's all cleared out. Oh, and we got beautiful flowers from Russ and Pat sent sent us to wish us Merry Christmas. So we have a beautiful bouquet that you can't see on our coffee table. And that was lovely. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna go. I'm starting to ramble, I think, and if I figure out what the pictures I took were, and if they made sense, I'll put them at the end. If they don't, I'll talk about it tomorrow, or I'm not remembering correctly, which is very possible. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, please take good care of yourself. I've said that 2 days in a row, at least. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. That's an American saying, a saying of the people of the United States. Do other people say meanwhile back at the ranch? I mean, because I'm sure our Western movies were exported all over the world, but that's, of course, from the Westerns. Anyway, meanwhile, back at the ranch, I'm going to go. Please take good care of yourselves. Please stay safe and stay sane.